the sheet.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and assume we're recording right now.
Heck yeah, we are.
So, how you doing?
Oh man, we missed you so much.
Man, it's been like, what, 12 days since I've
It's
been
been a
here?
long time.
Yeah. I've been on vacation. It's been nice.
But we've made it through without you, and
I don't see how.
I got a W against you. That's how.
Yeah, you did, and that's because I was stupid and just did not trust Lamar Jackson
Yeah, well,
against the Patriots defense, and obviously that was a galldarn mistake.
so now I'm in the playoff picture, just sitting there, looking at you below me.
Yeah, sitting right there and on the outside looking in. So, yeah. Let's get into this thing properly.
Let's go for it.
My name is Garrett M. La Laguna. Oh, God, I had what the M stands for. You know what? I'll think about it, and I'll come back at the end of the video with what the M stands for. I had something clever. Oh, yeah, my name's Garrett M. La Laguna. The M stands for My Baloney Has a First Name. It's OSCAR.
I'm Tony Burgess.
Just Tony.
Just Tony.
Yeah.
I'm just Big Tone, as Dave would call me, or Tony Baloney.
So my
Tony
baloney
the
has a
Tiger.
first name. It's Tony.
Yeah. So let's get to it. Let's figure out what happened last week and
Let's go into what's going on right now. As far as rankings go, we should just hit on the rankings real quick. In first place, we still got Dave. Second place, Anthony kind of took that position from Aaron, who's now in third place, tied with you.
tied with me.
Both at 6 and 4. You're in fourth place. I am in fifth place right now at 5 and 5, just on the outside looking in.
Love the name, by the way.
Dawson's Creek against Austin-Nippa Creek.
Love that.
I just thought it worked.
Perfect.
It was going to be something like I saw Nipple Creek or something, but you know what? I just figured Dawson's Creek. Everybody knows Dawson's Creek. Yeah. But three of us are tied at 5 and 5 right now, me being in the lead of that with rustling some feathers and Jamie right underneath Austin-Nippa Creek. In eighth place at 4 and 6, who is still technically in the playoff hunt, Justin.
Yeah, definitely.
C-Mac. So only like 2 games out of potentially fourth place. So
very possible.
Yeah, with 4 weeks left, I want to say, until playoffs, there's still a chance. One person who is statistically ruled out is Aaron now. He is out at this point. Cannot make the playoffs. Same with Doug and Leroy Jenkins. So, yeah, that's kind of where the standings are. But right now we still have 8 teams that are still very much within the playoff hunt. And there's even chances that, even Dave is not safe right now. If he goes on a 3-4 game losing streak, you never know what could happen, man. That's the great thing about this game.
Yeah.
But, those are our standings right now. We're going to look now at how we got there because, it was definitely a fun week.
It was down to the wire for a couple games.
Yeah, it definitely was. We'll get into some of those here in just a second. But to start off, one that didn't come down to the wire, my game, Dawson's Creek versus Austin-Nippa Creek, 144.22 to 66.9.
Is that like the highest scoring team versus lowest scoring team this week?
Something like that this week. Yeah.
There's no.
But I mean, to be fair, Matthew Stafford never played.
Yeah, he never played.
183 games or something streak just gone because I think he's got like broken bones in his back and like hip right now.
Little fractures in his back.
Yeah.
They say he might play next week, actually, but they don't know what's going. They seem pretty clueless about what his status is.
Yeah.
They seem, obviously, like this weekend, no one ever reported him being possible being out for the game, but then all of a sudden he was out right before the game. You just gotta pay attention. It's tough. Sometimes that happens though.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Jamie left 24 points with the Ravens defense on his bench. Just never even played a defense against me this week. So, I'm sure, once again, I've said it before, I'm sure there's a strategy. This time it didn't work for you.
I mean, defenses technically can lose you points, right?
Defenses can lose you points, and that's kind of funny. I'll talk about something that happened here in a little bit. But then, on my team, Lamar Jackson had a killer week, 34 points. And Michael Thomas right now, still just killing it. Got no touchdowns for me last week, still put up 21.7 points.
No, he's one of the most consistent receivers in the game.
He really
by far.
is. The least amount of points he has gotten me this season has been like 12.5 points.
He just gets looks.
He is number one wide receiver right now after this week. He's still killing it. So I think that was a great call for me in the second round.
Definitely.
And then, the one standout player that Jamie had this week, Josh Jacobs, putting up 19 points.
Yeah,
that was great. Yeah, that was a solid job from him, especially with the Raiders being as terrible as they are.
It was about 1/3 of his total points.
Yeah, from one person there, and then 24 points sitting on his bench.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, I don't think there's really anything he could have done unless he put in the Ravens defense and put in Danny Dimes, who got 35 points. Yeah, it could have helped, but it still wouldn't have really mattered in that game. So in our next game of the week, we had you and your game, rustling some feathers against DJ Hodor. And, that was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. There was a couple players that were still needing to play on Monday night, and it was still pretty decisive at that point, but, it was still worth watching the game to see if anything goes crazy happens.
Yeah, you never know.
But, no, it was a good game. It was fun to watch this weekend. It kept kind of going back and forth. Aaron Jones and both my running backs, man. Aaron Jones, 28 points. Melvin Gordon, 22 points.
Like 50 points from your running backs. And then, Murray was sitting on your bench, Kyler Murray, who got 32 points.
Who dropped him?
I did.
Why?
I didn't need him anymore. I had Lamar Jackson. His bye week is up for the rest of the year. So unless I absolutely need him, Lamar Jackson. At this point on, because of last week and what happened between us, I'm never not playing Lamar Jackson again. Simple as that.
But no, Murray will be in my starting lineup this week because I'm going against Dave and the Packers are on the bye week.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart. Wow, you're going to be on bye week hell this week.
Oh, no, there's a lot of transactions I'm doing tonight. Yeah. So, the waiver wire is going to be my friend tomorrow morning.
So anybody who's under him, which currently like me and like a bunch of other people,
there's a lot of
hit up the waiver wire before he can do anything that spectacular. So and then unfortunately, for Jen, she had no real standout. Her highest points scored was the Rams defense at 19 points, and then Robert Woods, who was sitting on her bench, got her 13 points. Literally nothing that she could have done unless she made some good waiver calls this week, which, throwing it out there, you possibly could have won, Jen, if you would have taken me up on that trade that I, sent you. But, I'm sure there's a strategy. Just won't give me David Montgomery. She does not want to give me David Montgomery. Don't know why.
He's pretty back and forth inconsistency. He has good games, and then there's games where he doesn't get looks at all. Just games where he does really good. They have so many running backs too. With Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen, who's currently on waiver wires right now. So, in our next game, we got Vaughn's got a half chub and Aaron against C-Mac. I spelled C-Macaroni wrong. It's macaroni.
It's macaroni.
Yeah. Don't really care, Justin. Meh. But that one, Justin got another solid win, 116.88.
Derrick Henry killed it.
Yeah, no, Derrick Henry this week, man, he got almost 40 points. Like 2 touchdowns, almost 200 yards running.
Yeah.
Now, Derrick Henry absolutely killed it. And then Patrick Mahomes coming back from a dislocated kneecap, 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after the fact?
Ready to go.
Yeah, putting up 37.84 points, highest scoring quarterback of the week this week.
He's special. There's no other words to describe it. He's just a special guy. I don't know if you saw one of the throws he did, but he was running up in the pocket, and then he jumped up in the air, threw it sidearmed, and then the guy caught it for I don't know if it was a touchdown or it was a 50-yard pass, but I mean, it was on the money, and it was just unbelievable. He had to jump up over the lineman in front of him to throw it, and he just on the money, man. He's again, he's very special, and he's a dang good fantasy quarterback.
Yeah. And then, poor Aaron this week. He was in bye week hell. He had 6 players on his team that were currently on bye week this week.
Yeah, that happens. So, that's me this week.
Yeah.
And going against number 1 guy. I don't know how that's going to work. But continuing on.
And then, Ronald Jones for him. He still put up 19 points. He was somebody that I was eyeing in waiver wire this week.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a good call for Aaron. Definitely helped him out a little bit, but not terribly much. Kind of sucks that Kamara is just not doing what he was projected to do. He's
kind of an underperforming.
Dude, it's like Kamara has barely put up games where he's put 20-plus points up, and yet Latavius Murray, the starts that he had, put up 30-plus points.
That is kind of strange.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
We'll see what happens. So, funny little side story, for Justin here. I shoot him a text Sunday, and I'm just like, hey, man, just so that you know, you got Miles Sanders right now, who's currently on bye week, on your starting lineup. Now, granted, at this point, Justin was up by 50 points. He texts me back. He's just like, man, I think I'm good. My guys are up. All my guys performed really well this week. I don't think I really need to worry about it. I was like, okay, man. I was just letting you know, just in case. There's still 2 players to go for the dude that you're playing, for Aaron.
Yeah.
And you have 1 spot open. So, he decides to pick up Rashad Penny, who then proceeds to get him negative points. If he would have just left in Miles Sanders, he would have gotten another 1 point. It was just 1.6 points, and Justin still won.
Yeah, so that's funny.
But it's just really
you
funny that it's
him without knowing it.
Right? I'm just like, hey, I was even willing to I was just like, dude, I'll send you over Tevin Coleman for a game. Use him for the game. We'll trade him right back just to make sure you have a little bit of insurance. I never offered that. I felt that would have been a little bit of collusionary.
That would have been a little
But, it's just really funny that, if he just would have done nothing, he would have done just a little bit better.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Oh, man. And then Golden Tate this week also for him got 26 points. So, good Giants, even though you lose to the Jets. Giants. In our second to last game this week, we had Dave taking on Leroy Jenkins. And Doug, this came down to the wire. It seemed like it was coming down to the wire. Doug had 1 or 2 players left to go Monday night.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Dave had 1 player left to go Monday night, and Doug was only down by 12 points.
Yeah.
So I was really hoping that Doug could pull off the upset of upsets. Number 10 against number 1.
If he did. Man, I was so excited.
That was going to be awesome. But, once again, Dave pulled off the win. Had a good, solid week this week. McCaffrey got him 25 points.
Well, Emmanuel Sanders is the one that got hurt, right?
Yeah.
If he would have played the entire game, who knows what would have happened.
But but Emmanuel Sanders, he went down with the injury. But Tyreek Hill for Dave puts up 27 points. Chris Carson puts up 20 points. But, hey, Dave, how does it feel to have a defense only put up 5 points for you? Yeah, welcome to the rest of us.
Right.
Yeah. And then to the contrary point, you had 25 points put up against you on defense with the Steelers defense. Yeah. Steelers defense number 3 right now in the as far as points go.
Wow.
Yeah, would have never. Of course, the last couple of weeks they have played terrible teams.
Yes.
They've played the Browns, they've played Miami, just absolutely atrocious teams. So it's kind of to be expected.
Sure.
Out of nowhere. They started doing really well, but yeah. 49ers defense, though. 49ers defense is still number 2. Right behind the Patriots. Not right behind. There's like a 50-point difference, but yeah. 49ers defense still looking solid. They got me like 19 to 20-something points this last week. So, yeah, I'm all good with that. And then, for Doug, Amari Cooper got him 26 points. He did really well against the Vikings. So
Cooper always does good too. He's been a great player for the Cowboys.
He's been a mediocre to upper class player, I feel. He has a lot of games where he does absolutely nothing, but then, he absolutely has games where he blows up. So our final matchup of last week, Anthony took on the boss man, Aaron. AVI Fantasy took on Dayman. And this was essentially the battle for second place. Both of them were tied at like 6 and 4. So it was a battle for second place, and Anthony took the win. 126.28 to 88.02.
Double his points, right?
No, not quite.
Not at all. I totally got that wrong.
There was a 40-point difference.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. He got 2/3. He got a third more points than Dayman did ultimately.
I just wanted to make it worse for Aaron. That's
all. But, it's hard. It's so hard to compete against Anthony right now, especially when Dalvin Cook puts up 30 points. Mark Andrews, his tight end, got 20 points. Dak Prescott got 27 points. Now, Dayman did okay. Mixon got 19 points, a really good, solid performance from him. Landry got him 20 points, though, sitting on his bench. So,
Well, I mean, you never would have thought to start Landry.
Yeah, and James Washington was also on his bench, too. Ultimately, I want to say there was like only about a 20-point difference between what his guys got and what his bench guys would have gotten him. So still wouldn't have won, but definitely would have helped. Right. But you know what'll really help Dayman in the future? If Saquon Barkley can have a game where he gets more than 1 rush yard. 13 attempts
for 1 yard.
1 rush yard.
That will not help.
How?
That will not
How
help.
do you feed Saquon Barkley 13 times and it's the lowest amount of yards run by any player that has rushed the ball at least 10 yards in a game in the past, I want to say 15 to 20 years. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. They really need, the Giants in general just need to feed Saquon Barkley the rock just so much more. But I mean, if he's injured right now,
yeah, it doesn't seem like he's right.
No, I think they rushed him back after his foot injury just to try and get him on the field and hopefully salvage this season. Which, to be fair, the Giants are only like 3 games out of first place.
What?
Yeah, at 2-6 right now. It's like 2-8 or something. I forget what our record is, but yeah, number 1 and number 2 in our division, the Cowboys and the Eagles, are at 5-4. So it's still achievable.
Okay.
We still have a slight chance.
You can have your hope.
I can have my hope. So that's kind of what happened in last week's games. But this is something that I wanted to throw in. I mentioned it a couple times in the past. The That Helps No One award. And this week, I'm going to just, oh man, it absolutely sucks for people. Like, this is one that really hurt me too, because I was looking. I
dropped them too.
And I was looking at picking up Christian Kirk this week. 39.8 points that he got against Atlanta, I want to say. The Cardinals played Atlanta.
No. Atlanta versus the Saints.
Oh, yeah, they were playing the Saints, which, I mean, still, the Saints' backfield has been pretty solid all year long. Would not have expected 30 points from Christian Kirk. No, absolutely not. And then 2 of my Giants, man. I called it, I guess, a little bit late, but Darius Slayton, man. Darius Slayton got 29.1 points. He absolutely killed it this week, even though the Giants still lost to the Jets, for Christ's sake. And then Daniel Jones, also of the Giants, he put up 35.62 points. Yeah, that solid week from Danny Dimes.
This week. Maybe he'll beat my quarterback this week.
Maybe.
Who are they versing?
He's not going to be your quarterback. You know why? He's on a bye week.
Never mind.
Giants get their bye this week. So, Saquon gets to help no one this week. Darius Slayton gets to help no one this week.
Fair enough.
And, Danny Dimes doesn't help anyone. So, Any last second things for you?
No, I mean, it was a fun week. And, we're getting to the point of the season where it's, playoff implications are on the line. The battle for the top 4 spots in the playoffs is, it's a dead heat. Like you said, it's 8 teams still.
And right now, looking at the tiebreakers. And no, stop. Shut your mouth. So right now, looking at the playoff implications and everything for what's going on, it's kind of funny because if you and Dayman actually stay the same, but I pull ahead of Dayman or tied with Dayman, I think I'm going to actually surpass you guys because I hold the tiebreaker over him.
Not over me, though.
But he holds it over you.
Yeah, right.
So it's weird. This last little stretch to the playoffs is going to be a lot of fun. This is where the whole season, the make or break time for it.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, this is absolutely where it gets balls to the walls and
make the moves,
it starts getting cutthroat. On that note, just so that everybody knows, I am going to cut off trades here in the very near future.
Isn't that a trade deadline?
There is a trade deadline. Well, yes and no. Trade deadline, I typically like to let it go to a week or two before playoffs start.
Right.
They only allow it through scheduling in the app and everything and on the website to go through last week.
Okay.
So last week would have been the cutoff point for any sort of trades. So I don't like that. I allow it to go basically through the end of the year. But after a certain point, I will just cut it off, and I will not approve any trades as of that point for the rest of the year. Okay. So that being said, I'll probably end up cutting it off in 2 weeks here. So if you guys have any trades that you want to do, this is your pre-warning. I'm gonna cut it off after probably after week 12.
Yeah, I mean, there really hasn't been that many trades in this league anyway. So
no, there haven't.
It's not going to be that huge of a deal.
And you guys want to get on me about certain trades. I just want to point it out real quick. Last weekend, I traded Jamal Williams,
you did.
The Packers running back. You know how many points he got that week?
I have no idea.
14.5 points. You know how many points Le'Veon Bell got me?
No.
16 points.
So Le'Veon Bell is still better.
Little bit.
But still, why would you do the trade? Why would you do that trade?
Why would that trade? I got Le'Veon.
Why would that? I don't get it still.
I mean, points-wise, he's still getting the same. They're about ranked the same.
I'm pretty sure Jamal Williams didn't do anything this week. But.
He got 7.5 points.
And what did Le'Veon Bell do?
I think he got me 15.
I mean, that's just how it's going to be.
Nothing spectacular.
No, but
quit whining. You're all a bunch of whiners. So on that, once again, that was our recap for week 10. Yeah, that's what it says behind me. That was our week 10 recap. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I am 9 minutes into my lunch now. I'm going to go ahead and go on lunch and do all that sort of stuff. Have a good rest of the week. We'll be back in a couple days with your Week 11 preview.
Heck yeah.
Again, I am Garrett M. La Laguna. The M stands for My Baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR.
And I'm Tony Burgess. Signing off.
So have a good one, guys. I hope everybody found this informative. And honestly, if you didn't,
who cares?
I don't really care.
No,
not at all. Yeah. Deuces.